The 21st century, a world of connections, connecting face-to-face over the internet through the sharing of ideas that affect the human condition. As a part of a vast and diverse global community in the new millennium, NASULGC's 218 public and land-grant universities have launched a series of new initiatives that will have a long-lasting impact both here and around the world. In our overall mission to support quality public higher education, we are focusing our energies on 8 special programs for the immediate future, addressing such areas as accountability, global competition, international reach, and new technologies. Looking to the future of agriculture and land-grant universities, the Association's Board on Agriculture Assembly established Create 21.
Create 21 represents a reorganization and a recommitment by the universities in the land-grant system and beyond to address the needs of this country and the food system.
Following passage of the 2008 Farm Bill, the Board on Agriculture Assembly has used the Create 21 vision to provide suggestions to the Agriculture Department on implementing the program reforms necessary to create research, extension, and teaching excellence for the 21st century.
It is an effort to make the research more accountable, more integrated, but I think probably the overall mission of Create 21 is to create a vessel for greater investment of federal dollars in agriculture, our food systems, our family, our nutrition, and everything we do.
The voluntary system of accountability enables public colleges and universities to provide higher education stakeholders with accessible, transparent, and comparable information.
The voluntary system of accountability fits into this whole need to be accountable to the public by allowing us to present to students, to their families, to policymakers, to the public at large, data about our institutions and about the outcomes of the educational process in our institutions in a common format.
What this new accountability initiative does is it gives us clear data to give to our different publics, parents, students, and even people on our various campuses about what we're doing, looking at retention, graduation, student accountability with respect to what they're doing, and the environment on the campuses as well.
As a provost at a major university in South Carolina, I think that looking at the accountability of student performance is especially important to the taxpayers who want to know whether what we're doing at the university is making sense.
It has both external uses with respect to those stakeholders and internal uses with respect to our efforts to improve institutional effectiveness.
Through the online report, College Portrait, more than 300 participating colleges and universities provide basic, comparable information about student characteristics, costs, student experience, and learning outcomes. We are also focusing on our cities and the urban issues facing our member universities.
This wonderfully, historically important organization has been home and continues to be to many urban located universities. So I think together when we come to national meetings and we work through the commissions, it's all about sharing our challenges, sharing solutions, convincing public policymakers that since nearly 75% of the nation's population lives in these metropolitan areas, that urban universities, members of this organization, are worth investing in.
Enhancing partnerships between urban universities and communities is essential to dealing with a range of quality of life issues, problems, and opportunities.
Quality of life issues are key to attracting students to our urban universities and also to helping our cities.
Among the goals of the Paul Simon Study Abroad Foundation Act is an increase in the number of students studying in other parts of the world to 1 million annually.
Study abroad is so important to American higher education because American higher education is preparing citizens of the world. And we can't claim to prepare people to live and work in the world if they haven't had an experience with the world.
Many of us today understand that our challenges are global ones, whether they're climate, energy, or infectious disease. In order to address those challenges, we really need knowledge about other parts of the world.
The Center for Capacity Building and Study Abroad will develop strategies and tools to enable colleges and universities to expand study abroad activities. Africa presents us with the greatest need and opportunity to strengthen and expand institutions of higher learning.
Africa is in crisis. It needs help. It needs help from people who know what they're doing, from people who see them as full human beings, as partners. And I think we have that capacity to do that here.
Well, I'd hope that this initiative would accomplish and establish very long-term relationships, not just between individuals, because I think individuals on both sides of the ocean will come and go. But I'd like the continuity to also reside with the institutions, and that together, as the relationship evolves both institutionally and individually, we'll be much further ahead.
NASULGC is working to build long-term partnerships between African and U.S. institutions to address major economic and social challenges and to enhance institutional capacity in Africa.
E-extension takes what is a very successful land-grant innovation, that is, taking information, taking intellectual resources out of the academy, and making it available across society.
Citizens of all kinds can use e-extension to get information on nutrition and on home gardening and on pest control and a variety of things that they may not have known they could get before, and they certainly may not have known how to access it before.
Well, the land-grant tradition and land-grant universities across this country helped transform agriculture, helped transform a nation in the late 1800s and into the 1900s. E-extension builds on that tradition, allows us to use technology to leverage in ways that we couldn't before, to bring together communities of interest, not just in a state, but from across the country, and to make resources available in Nebraska that may have been developed in California or Louisiana.
One of our newest initiatives involves online learning. With the dramatic expansion of Internet technologies and programming capabilities, we are looking seriously at ways to use online education to achieve broader institutional goals.
One of the things that we found in this study of online education was that most of the presidents, we did a survey of presidents first of all, and we discovered that in the survey, presidents knew that it was strategic, but only a few of them had actually found a way to include it in their strategic plans. That small percentage, though, has been extraordinarily successful in terms of gaining revenue for the institution and serving students. We're both going to monitor their progress, but also we're going to be providing some of the resources of information and experiences from those that are a little further down the road to those institutions that are strategically involved.
The Science and Mathematics Teacher Imperative is a long-term effort to address the shortage of well-qualified science and mathematics teachers across America.
What we are really trying to do with this teacher imperative is own one of the big problems that's out there, that's being recognized. Everybody knows we don't have enough math and science teachers. But the addressing of the problems this nation faces reminds me of a jigsaw puzzle where you have all the individual pieces sitting out there. People are doing good things independently, almost on an ad hoc basis. We need to pull that together in this teacher imperative and say we want to own this piece of the puzzle.
Our 218 public and land-grant universities are particularly important in addressing this situation. With our heavy involvement in research and education related to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics disciplines, we can accept the responsibility and leadership to produce more and better teachers.
I'm a Sputnik engineer. I got into it because I got fascinated when we were in the space race. We haven't had an issue like Sputnik come along. It's been a gradual degradation of our scientific competitiveness worldwide. And for us to recapture that and capture the part that really develops new ideas and new products for our economy to stay robust, we have to have science and math teachers.
State universities and land-grant institutions have joined hands, both here and around the world, to actively fulfill a critical role in our global community. We are making new connections, joining the richness of our resources to the future vision, values, and needs of our vast and diverse society. We are higher education for the 21st century.